Hi gaze synopsis right here again Mad Max, have a take a observe this situation turned into one a few not unusual place road. Warrior trekking, via a post-apocalyptic. How's Julia walking from the ant exhaust of his lifeless spouse and baby and the opposite lifeless human beings is encountered a two-headed lizard crawls up your backs and he stops on an earlier than consuming it dries, off matters quickly. Pursued. Through a collection of scavengers known as the Conflict Boys, they chase Max through the wasteland and purpose it to crash earlier than they seize him. Takes Max to their area and shave his head and face. The taxi is again and seeking to use him as a blood again, for the reason that he's a generic blood donor. Max is almost branded with the picture of the cranium engulfed in hearthplace till he breaks loose. And as soon as from the struggle fair boys, X keeps to peer pics of the useless earlier than he makes it to an exit. That's excessive above the ground. It jumps out and latches onto my hook through it continues swinging with inside the course. I'm again closer to them on this interval. There's a huge network of survivors lorded over with the aid of using the chief of the Waterboys Immortan Joe. Joe wears a gruesome face masks made from horse tooth to assist him raise. He materials the humans with a few water making all people pass loopy in combat for it. What's Joe shuts it off. He desires to humans now no longer to turn out to be hooked on water. Water so they do now no longer pass. Mad over its absence. Jonathan dispatched his commander Emperor's Furiosa. I changed into in a destroy to accumulate gas from Fuelaline City. Alongside the institution of 4 forums on the street curiosity, first from the truth to Fuelaline City and heads east to become alerted to the motion and runs into his chambers wherein he maintains his 5 wives whilst the selected to study his children, nobody's there. His finds writings that say, our kids will now no longer be warlords and who killed the world. And all second stance low telling Joe as he can't personal a human. One of the struggle fair boys, Knox, is the use of Max as his blood bag and jumps on the risk to head after for yourself, in order that Joe can convey him to the gates of Valhalla. The greater voice proper after the spoil Knox traps Max to oxide. The others, they try and get nearer to interrupt. My severe as shakes. Most of them off, Knox receives near the edge as a fax tries to convey loose Furiosa. Drives towards the large telecell smartphone coming set keep works, constantly chase after her. Even as they head into treacherous and tornadoes, some extra boys receives killed with inside the typhoon whilst Knox and Max control inflicting them to crash. Max awakens, to locate himself, nonetheless chained to have subconscious dogs. He grabs a rifle and attempts to shoot of Knox relaxation, however the gun is jammed. He walks across the rig to peer the lady's splendid vanguard toasted understanding successful to the delicate and the deck cleansing themselves with the hose and guard. Is 9 months pregnant with Joe. Title tag is likewise wearing his infant Max holds the rifle on the girls for them to present up. The water is phrase, a gaggle of this mountain after which makes them get the cutters to interrupt off his chain. That attempts to, however can I smash it Max center yourself combat, as he attempts to interrupt himself off, Knox wakes up and helps. Max combat for yourself, Knox breaks off the chain and Max attempts to take a damage for himself. However, it is also due to the fact he additionally set up a kill switch. All this, she is aware of a way to preserve it going. Max, we could her lower back at the rig. What? He would not need to take the relaxation of the girls, severe. Insists that they be part of him as he's guiding the girls in form place from her teens known as the inexperienced region. They journey off, whilst Knox errs on board. Furiosa drives the rig as much as a canyon or a collection of biker bandits away for his or her payment, in Fuelaline. They spot Joe, thank you forces coming in close. If you or yourself drives every week away at the same time as the bikers blow up, the overpass to black Joe out. Another cheese. Boys keep looking to overtake the weak. While Joe is catching up faster. He tries to shoot on the wake till anger steps out as a human protect and Joe can not do a thing. Without hurting his potential son, Nox tries to assist to spray a few chrome paint odor with the promise of bringing him to the gates of Valhalla. If Nox succeeds nearly without delay, Box use his gun in the front of Joe. With sadness anger, attempts climbing again to the front of the rig became he falls off and has received over via way of means of Joke's car. That woman, inform Max to show again, however while he tells to your surprising anger went beneath the wheels of justice says that they should maintain going the opposite cry for Endor. Look slips lower back into the ruin with the promise of helping young ladies is a process. He lays at the ground of this truck and he has failed. So, against and has misplaced his risk of becoming a member of his private army successful structures and consoles him onto the front 3 years till smacks of the awesome region and the way she changed into taken from it as a infant. As they maintain riding through the night, the Rick get caught in a large dust pile. The bullet farmer isn't a ways at the back of them. Max shoots at him, however misses and consequently your son receives a easy shot, taking out the bullet for lighting fixtures and blinding him. Meanwhile Choice Lieutenant Slit takes Anchor's frame as she is close to loss of life and it cuts the infant out of her stomach. The toddler is them to what he tells Joe. That it become a boy. Joe tells his son practiced, that he had a brother Richter. Scrapes proudly. The girls keep seeking to get the hoop out of the foot at the same time as Max is going out to stand the bullet farmer himself. The bullet farmer's blood on his face at the side of the with the aid of using deliver of weapons and ammo with inside the morning. The rain comes as much as a tower wherein they may ladies. The Valkyrie is screaming, Max thinks it is a lure. But for Yosef steps out and tells the Valkyrie, her mother's call and her association together along with his extended family from Carrie, climbs down the tower and places on the street are older girls. Fellini emerged the eldest keeper of the season acknowledges Furiosa. He tells them that she's taking the ladies to the terrific location, however the keeper of the season informs her that the cash swamp they handed through became the extremely good region and it's far uninhabitable for yourself. Walks into the Senate of falls on her knees, screaming in despair. That changed into a female agreed to assist the ladies through the salt residences on the lookout for a home. Max continues to be haunted with the aid of using the pics of his spouse and baby, makes a decision to assist the girls. Go lower back to the Citadel because Joe's greenery and water deliver are presently unguarded. They additionally plan to entice him and his military. If they could use the entire organization rights again with inside the path of the Citadel, Josie's them using from his telescope understanding full well what their plan is gathers his military and offers chase. Fight again voice at the same time as protecting one in every of her personal till she's run over Max and Furiosa. Kill a number of the nice and cozy voice whilst Max receives choke to kill the humans either. However the usage of him as a human protect, the keeper of the seeds is likewise killed. When one of the 4 boys comes her neck. Tell us this captured through Joe and held hostage Furiosa is impaled and receives weaker. It's Joe and make this recreation moments of. Toast is tracks task lengthy enough. To supply yourself and possibility to assist Joe's masks onto the wheels of his car. She grows. Remember me to him as the desire unfold the masks and Joe's face off kill him, their wigs and heads in the direction of the canyon with Richter, nevertheless looking to kill the institution. The girls get off correctly at the same time as Nox says goodbye to successful and swerves towards the canyon. Self to kill. Vectors and collapsed an overpass to position and quit to Joe's army off the weight. Back to take a seat down a bit for uses. Looks almost collapsed. Max poachers are complete internal aspect to present her air. She begins off-evolve to lose consciousness and Max begins off-evolve to present her a blood transfusion. He tells her his call as she closes her eyes. The organization arrives on the Citadel. Max presents the humans with Joe's mom. A corpse making everybody to hear. They rip Joe's score. some component and feed off him. The water supplies added out. Given the human beings is a lot water as they want your EOS arises in, reputedly turns into the brand new chief. She and Max well known every different with respect. Once extra earlier than it slips away into the gang to maintain down its personal bath. Thank you for looking, please subscribe and aid me with a like.